Hello, my name is Kofi Daniel, and I like showing places in Accra, which is the capital city of Ghana in West Africa. And it also happens to be where I live with my family. Sometimes I like showing great places or great things about the city, but other times I find a heap of things to criticize, um, or at least to talk about because I think they could be better. So, yeah, I talk about life here and I also talk about life experiences of other people that impact the way I view life in general. And you might like to stick around to hear some of these other very extraordinary stories. Who knows, it might just give you a new perspective as it did for me. But let me take a moment to really thank my few subscribers and say that I honestly appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much for being around and subscribing. You really encourage me. If it's your first time here, I am so glad that you could join us. So today we are here at North Kanishi and moving towards the Ring Road, and then we shall end up at the beachfront in Accra. Accra is a good city, and if you are going to like a place, there are two things, in my view, that count. One, are the people friendly towards strangers? And two, is it safe there? So, um, we're talking about hospitality and safety. And I'll tell you that Accra scores high on both counts because generally Ghanaians are very friendly and humble people, and crime in this capital city is very, very low. Plus, people look out for each other. So put these two qualities together, and I think you have a good society. But does that make Accra a great city? Tell you the truth, I think Accra has ways to go because the question is, what makes a great city? Well, a great city must have beautiful and quality public spaces that are freely accessible to all. So we're talking about green spaces, boulevards, squares, broadly speaking, a quality outdoor environment with a scarcity of noise, dust, and trash. We're talking also about open educational places like museums, galleries, and in our particularly hot climate, plenty of shade everywhere. So we're talking parks. I think these uh, are um, attributes of a great city. And also, when you move through many streets in Accra, you see many shops and stalls lining both sides of the streets, and I think that gives some of these streets an unsightly appearance, and they're also dangerous because many of these streets are not appropriate places for shopping because you literally have to stand inches from speeding cars, and these shacks are placed or positioned precisely where pedestrians are supposed to walk. All these shacks and stalls could be relocated to beautiful, well laid out open air pedestrian malls that would better attract and maintain demand and thereby increase business and at the same time ensure safety for customers and business owners. So again, our outdoor environment must have a high score on attractiveness and cleanliness to the extent that people take notice. I think that a great city is a city that um, visitors admire and learn from and try to replicate. And these are targets that are not beyond reach for a city like Accra. I believe that we are intrinsically and inextricably linked to our physical environments. And it is known that great accessible public spaces bring out the best in people because it gives them a sense of ownership of their city. It strengthens their bond with their city, and this actually raises their sense of patriotism, and I think a society needs its patriots. And these are not attributes or um, uh, a brand of people that you conjure out of nothing. You have got to work at it. So this falls on leadership. In the same way that great, great open spaces and green spaces bring out the best in people, dirty, cramped, dusty, and trashy environments also produce their equivalent characters in in its susceptible residents. We always influence our environments, and our environment also influence us in return. It is a cycle. One other thing that I would like to talk about is that a great city uh, must have a good and decent public transport system. And this is something that simply does not exist in Accra. Because if you do not own your own car, then 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 you have to jump into a small um, beat up minivan that looks too worn out to be on the streets. And if you don't like it, your only other alternative is to take the more pricey taxis or Ubers, Bolt or Yangos, and that takes, in my opinion, a lot of marks from a city like Accra. Now, Accra is a coastal city, and this is something else that I want to touch on. The entire Accra region has um, an amazing 225-kilometer stretch of coastline. Now, everyone knows that beachfronts are often the most sought after portions of land and the most expensive. But in Accra, the the many beachfront communities are often the most run down and underdeveloped of them all. So, is Accra a great city? Well, I'll say this: the people are great. They are among the nicest and the friendliest people that anyone would love to meet the world over. But the managers of the city have a lot to do to measure up, and that's what I would say. Okay, so we are nearly at the beachfront at this point, and I just wanted to say that, um, well, to sum it all up, I would say that Accra most definitely, uh, being one of the best cities to live in on the continent of Africa, is, as far as I know, the best city in the West African sub-region. Let me take this time to say to new viewers to kindly subscribe to this channel. It will help the channel to grow, and it will deeply encourage us to keep on showing places and spaces in the capital city of Accra, and also to talk about matters of interest about life in Accra and about life in general.
previously they were supposedly they were blacks, even white from a money or all do something. When dealing with it as a crime, can be racist. Blacks, but Africans, black turning to savages, Africans. Oh, what word did they use? That horrible. So what amazed me the most, Alike, I don't know how many comments from him. You live in number. But I'm racist.
But we're South Africans.
I don't know what they say. Olive from everywhere.
Comments from all over.
Yes. Yes. I was amazed. See, that hatred, okay, it means just a little spark. Yeah, reaction. Got it out.
So, unfortunately, I didn't show you the sea, which is on the right side, opposite these houses that you see on the left. So, with these views of the beachfront of Accra, let me say bye and see you in the next video. Please be careful out there and stay safe. Ciao.